Today's show is brought to you by TraderCobb.com. Visit TraderCobb.com to go visit and join up to our free bi-weekly video newsletter. In the newsletter, you'll get 2 emails per week with content about the markets, scans, often heads-up calls, and you can meet my apprentices. Join the website now and find out more about how you can get a structured trading approach and attack the markets with an idea of what you're doing. Join TraderCobb.com now.
Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast. This is the Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast.
G'day everybody and welcome to the Trader Cobb Crypto Show. It's a beautiful morning here in Sydney and I hope you're having a great day anywhere that you are in the world right now. I wanted to come through and walk you through a little bit about what's going on right now, as we do each and every single day, 5 days a week. We just have a quick look at the market and have a quick chat about the plans ahead for the day. Now, if I look across the top 10, the only one that's in the green is Stellar. Up 0.8%. Across the board, we see some double-digit down. Ethereum against the dollar down 10%. We've got IOTA down 13.39 and NEO down 11.78. The rest are a mix between 5s and 8%. Now, let's just start with Bitcoin, the big daddy, and work our way down. For me, it looks like we're sort of sitting in a bit of a range for the time being. I don't like the way the price is acting, to be honest with you. On that daily time frame, it does look like, we could be heading to break 6,000. But that being said, there's nothing there, until we break the low of yesterday's candle and sort of head down that way, there's nothing really supporting that theory other than it just being a theory. So for now, if I look at the 4 hour, we are more or less sideways. It's just looking a bit ugly, a bit messy. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. Got stopped out of the short that I was in yesterday. A small profit. It was a profit, just a small one though, not a big profit at all, but that's fine. The aim of the game here is to bank profits and trade well. Trading well comes before the banking profits part. And as I said to many in my Slack group yesterday in the Trader Cobb community, just to sort of focus on the outcomes. I saw a fantastic graph that one of the members put together. Actually, it had a blue line, which was the flawlessly executed Trader Cobb strategy trades, and an orange line, which was the FOMO and other trades. The really satisfying thing for me was, and this was just from a client, somebody who's done my course, or someone who I work with. Through the channels, through the VIP, that sort of thing. So actually, I think it's through Live Trading Floor. So they get the scans, they've done the courses, they've done all that. The blue line, which was following flawlessly, was a steady equity curve heading up, which was fantastic to see. And interestingly, and very interestingly for this person, the orange line, which was the FOMO and sort of have a crack sort of trades, which weren't following the strategies, was curving down. Now I find that interesting. I know that this is the way it goes, but I find it interesting because I've got people within that community that are creating ways to disseminate this information for themselves. Now, I don't expect everybody to just believe everything that I say. Of course not. You need to build trust. You need to see it for yourself. I'm able to bring you the strategies and teach you what you need to do, but it's up to you to make them work. And this is a prime example of this. Now, this individual posted it to the group, which was fantastic, and it just sort of gave that real wake-up call to a lot of people. Just because you've got the strategy doesn't mean you're going to have success. Just because you've been doing it for 3 or 4 months doesn't mean you're going to have success either. It's about flawless execution over a large sample set. And I cover it time and time again, talking about being patient. But it was an indication to me that many people just simply are not. And I understand that. I get it. I get people want instant gratification. They want instant results. And if they don't get it, they feel frustrated. But, everything takes time. You want to be a good golfer? It's going to take time. You want to be a lawyer? It's going to take time. You want to be a labourer on a building site? It's going to take time till you know how to do what you're doing. You have to do all the singular jobs at least 10 times before you actually start to understand what that singular job is, where to find the tool, how to use that tool, how to do it efficiently, effectively, and what sort of time span your boss or your foreman wants you to do it in. It's the same with trading. Okay, it's exactly the same. It's going to take time. That's why I say marry yourself to the process, love the process, and the rest will come. And the fact that these guys are monitoring what's going on, it was just a really good shot in the arm for everybody to understand. And remember that if you stick to these rules and you execute flawlessly, the probabilities are stacked in your favor. So right now on Bitcoin, the probabilities are not stacked either bearish or bullish right now as far as the trend goes, so I'm leaving it alone. Ethereum against the dollar continues to fall heavily. A fantastic trend there. As I say, down another 10% today, just falling like a brick. Bitcoin Cash also down 7.78%. Not as good a trend, not as good a chart structure there. EOS is falling pretty hard. I'm waiting for a higher time frame pullback there. If I look at Cardano, it's not as bearish as the rest as far as the trend's concerned. It's not as clear as far as the trend's concerned. There is a bit of divergence on that 4-hour, but undoubtedly, like the rest of the market, it is quite bearish. Lumen is the one that's holding up, and I'm going to be watching Lumen very, very carefully, and here's the reason why. If you recall back when I got bullish, a little while back, actually about a month ago, if you recall that time, right, that time when I was bullish, what you've got is Lumen ran first. And I said, I wonder if it will be the leader in the market here, and then Bitcoin followed. Now, I'm not suggesting that they're tied to each other, but it could just be some random coincidence. But Lumen right now is the only one that's holding up. It does look a lot stronger than a lot of these markets. It's not in a downtrend yet, and it's not broken through its old lows like Bitcoin has, as far as that higher low in that trend. So I will be keeping an eye on it. There's no trade short there for me. Across to NEO, down 13.24% now, and continues to drop very, very heavily, sitting at $16 round right now. IOTA also down 14%. Very steady selling curve going on there. I haven't had a trade on that just yet. Ripple continues to dive. Now, a lot of the students, a lot of the members are in there. There will be a slight stop movement again that we can move to, and what an absolutely cracking trade that's been. I mean, I sort of put the call out to short around 42.5. We're now at 27.7, so that was with a cent, just about 1.2, I think it was, cent move. So it's been a really big move, that one. Hopefully, a lot of you are in that, but a fantastic looking chart there. And a great move. Still, again, waiting for bigger pullbacks in there, looking very bearish. And finally, Litecoin grinding lower as well. Hasn't cleared to new lows just yet. Only down 5.5%, whereas the rest of the market's down quite a lot more. So Lumen, our star performer, being only just down right now, 0.3%. Bitcoin only down 1.79%. The rest of the market taking an absolute beating, guys. So take your time, be patient, get an education, understand what you're looking at, because guys, this market is falling, your investments are hurting. Long term, I don't have any issues. Short term, I'm a trader, and short term with trading, it's going pretty damn well at the moment. Have a great day. Bye for now.
The Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast. Check out tradercobb.com because experience matters.